Hey, what's going on, Red Dead? This is Blaketos84. We're going to be doing a review of Eye for an Eye from the ability card setup. So, we're going to start this one off. We're going to read the card, go over the pros and the cons, and then we're going to talk about other cards that we could use with this card. So, this is a healing card, a green card. It's indicated by a little heart there that it's a health/healing card. So we're going to read this. Killing an enemy with a headshot restores a lot of Deadeye. So when Red Dead Online came out, you know, obviously in the beta, and it was in the beta for quite some time, this was a very popular card in Showdown. Headshots were really easy to do, and most of the time you're dying, you're getting shot in the head, and most of the people that you were killing, you were shooting them in the head. So headshots were very common. They kind of made some adjustments to that, I think. So it's a little bit harder than it used to be. So this card is kind of dying out in place of other cards. So it's not as popular as it used to be. So obviously the perk to this is if you're playing a game that's mostly headshots, it's gonna restore a lot of Deadeye. That's all that it does, though. So if you don't think you're going to be constantly getting headshots, then you're probably not going to be using this card that much. So as of now, with my current builds that I use, I don't really have this card in it too much. However, when I did, it was under what you're seeing on the screen now. I would always stack this with slow and steady, never with that one, and the unblinking eye. So obviously you're going to be draining a lot of Deadeye if you're staying in slow and steady. You'll be shooting away. So if you can land those headshots, this will keep your Deadeye up. So if you're a shooter and you get a lot of distance shots where you can, you know, absolutely confirm you're going to get a headshot, you know, this was the card to have. You know, you could kind of find a spot, sit back away from stuff, or around a corner, you know, behind something, or out in the open if you pop potions, or, you know, had other cards too, and just fire away, and you would just stay in Deadeye because you were getting so many headshots and so many kills, especially in the Showdown Large series, that it would keep your Deadeye just keeping it going. The other cards that I ran when I did this one was always never without one, the infamous Hatter card. You would take one headshot before dying. But remember, if you're using slow and steady, a headshot's not going to kill you outright either. So you might be able to take more than just the Hatter card, a headshot. You might be able to get one or two extra ones if you're in Deadeye too. And then the last card that I would run with Eye for an Eye would always be the unblinking eye, just because it lets your Deadeye drain a lot slower, so it can kind of allow you to stay in there as long as you're getting enough headshots to not worry about it. So I still see people using this card. I don't as much, just as I've kind of switched my style up. Yeah, sometimes I just can't get a headshot if my life depended on it, so maybe that's a little bit on me. But this is a critical card to have, even if you're doing free roam missions or stuff like that, or even if you're just fighting in free roam and you're getting those headshots. This gives you a bunch of Deadeye back, especially at tier 3. So if you're trying to stay in Painted Black, well, stay in Slippery Bastard, or I'm sorry, wow. If you're trying to stay in slow and steady, or you're using some of the other cards, it gives you a bunch of Deadeye. But again, it's just a completely one-dimensional card here. So that's my take on it. Maybe I'll start running with this setup again in the near future. I've just been kind of tinkering with things over the past couple months with my builds and stuff. But this card and, you know, this build especially really helped me level up and get to where I'm at now. So I'm definitely really grateful for it. It's just not a card that's on the top of my list so much anymore. So let me know your thoughts. Leave some comments. Let's have a conversation about it, guys. And until next time, we'll catch you. Cheers.